to the economic impact of the attacks in the Red Sea, which is considered one of the world's most important maritime trade routes. Several major shipping firms, including Evergreen, have said they'll suspend transit in the Red Sea over fears of continued strikes by Houthi rebels. Oil giant BP announced on Monday it would do the same, a move that caused oil and gas prices to surge. Other companies, including Maersk, plan to divert their ships around Africa instead. Far longer route that adds both time and cost to the journey. CNN's Anna Stewart is following developments, joins us now. It's the oil that's particularly worrying, isn't it, Anna? Because that will increase prices of oil, which increases prices of everything.
Exactly. I think the transportation of petrochemicals is one of the things we'll see really soaring as a result of everything that's going on with the Suez Canal and the Red Sea transit. This is really a critical shortcut, if you will, connecting Europe to Asia. And if we bring that map up again of Africa and the west coast of Africa around the Cape of Good Hope, this is essentially the alternative route for some ships. And Maersk has said this morning that this is the route they will have to take to transit. And that route, as you can see from the example of a ship going from Rotterdam to Singapore, will take more than a week longer to reach its destination. So a lot more fuel is burnt for the ship, but also what you're looking at there is a very late arrival of a ship, which impacts the next transit of the next shipment, and so on. So quite quickly, you can see containers stacking up at ports. You can also see how that would impact global supply chains. So key here, Max, is how long will this go on for? Can this route be secured so ships can pass through it again?
Will this cause some sort of reaction in the wider world? Because it really does hit home, doesn't it? It breaks out of that immediate region and starts affecting everyone.
We saw this actually with the Ever Given, which was that ship 2 years ago. A ship 2 years ago that got stuck in the Suez Canal only for around a week. And it was estimated at the time that the cost of that would be $6 to $10 billion a week while it was stuck due to the lack of transit of goods. That is a result of all of those ships being stuck, trade coming to a standstill, and the issue of supply chains. Imagine a car factory in Germany. It needs a part, but it's stuck at a port somewhere in Asia and it can't get there. That can shut down a whole factory line. So really, the impact of this in terms of inflation and the cost of goods, the cost of fuel, will very much depend on how long we are talking about this transit route being unsafe for commercial ships and for oil tankers in particular.
In terms of other products, what should we be concerned about? Because a lot of transit coming from Asia into Europe too through that route.
Well, when we look at global supply chains generally, and you've got to remember that it doesn't really matter what the product is necessarily on each container or each ship. It really depends where it fits within an overall supply chain. Semiconductors were a big issue over the pandemic. Again, it remains to be seen whether this will continue. I was speaking to a shipping expert, though, this morning, and there is a big concern here that at this stage, with the Houthi militants shooting anti-ship ballistic missiles, which was really beyond the capabilities many of the shipping experts thought Houthi militants would have, the concern here is that that is going to be very hard to secure. It's not like piracy, which is something the shipping community is very aware of. They have, armed security on board a ship. They have citadels to protect the crew. This is a risk that they can't really mitigate very easily without, of course, huge defense capabilities from around the world. So the prices of goods is all going to depend on what happens in all these talks in the coming days.